What's going on, my friend? It's Jeff Newport from ChasingStrength.com. And in today's video, we are going to answer the question, kettlebell swing versus kettlebell snatch, which is better for? And this is part number 307. What, part number 307? Yeah, well, because it sure seems in my never-ending quest to disabuse people from their thought that the swing is the cure-all for all things that ails them. Okay, I mean, I've been talking about this for, good grief, man, probably 15 years. So look, here's what I'm not saying, okay, before you start yelling at me through the keyboards right in the comment section. I should probably give you a little background first, okay? I got a message recently from a customer, and I asked her how her training was going, and she said, great. She was using one of my friend's programs, but she was doing swings. So the problem? Well, she was a high-level track athlete her entire life and doesn't have any sort of movement restrictions or injury history that she has to overcome. And she found kettlebells after she retired from track and field, right? So as a result, she's both strong, healthy, and lean. So for her, the swing will most likely detrain her, make her lose some of her gains, as we say on the gym. Gains with a Z, bruh. Not zebra, but Z, comma, bro. I just pronounce it bra. Okay, don't get mad at me, man. That's how the kids say it. That's how my son says it, right? So anyway, back to what I'm not saying. Just like King Solomon, the wisest man who ever lived, said, there's a time for everything. There's a time in every kettlebell hoisting trainee's life for swings. Every single one of us, period. No exceptions. And that time is when you're first learning how to use the kettlebell. And that's because the kettlebell swing, is the fundamental exercise to teach you or teach us how to effectively use our bodies or your body in order to hoist said kettlebell or kettlebells. Okay. Here's a list of things that it teaches us. One, it teaches us how to use our hips to drive the kettlebell. Two, it teaches us how to guide the kettlebell with our arms. Three, it teaches us how to use our breath to create force and hopefully protect our lower backs. Number four, it teaches us where our shoulders live or should live in relation to our neck. Number five, it teaches us how to lock our rib cage, right, on top of our pelvis, which is a very valuable athletic skill, especially if you're getting hit, right, or you're trying to post underneath somebody on the mat. And finally, the swing, teaches us how to produce power in lots and lots of power in a safe and efficient, joint damaging free way, right, for lack of a better term. All right, so that's at least six. So finally, the swing is also a great exercise if you can't snatch, if you have shoulder or shoulder problems, right? For example, you can't get your shoulder or shoulders overhead perpendicular to the ground. Okay, we call that full shoulder flexion. So what about the snatch? Well, it's a reason it's called the czar or the emperor of kettlebell lifts. So in addition to all the benefits of the swing, the snatch does many other wonderful and amazing things. Some of them actually just sound kind of crazy when I read them out loud, right? You'd be like, how's that possible? Well, trust me, it is. These are all things that I've personally seen and experienced either in my training or in my clients' training or from other professionals and other people using kettlebells for the last 15, 20 years or so, right? Like that's when I started observing. Okay, so here, let's run down the list. So snatches can actually improve your pull-up numbers without training your pull-ups. Snatches can maintain or improve your military press without training your military press, right? Snatches train your abs harder than the swing due to the increased range of motion and the deceleration of your arm over your head, right? Snatches train your heart and lungs harder in almost every case than the swing. Snatches train your posterior chain harder in almost every case than the swing. And snatches burn more calories per unit of time than the swing, based upon some of the earlier American research, because the snatch moves over a greater distance than the swing. Furthermore, the snatch, curiously enough, actually packs muscle on your upper back and shoulders when done with enough volume, especially when compared to the swing, because again, it's moving over a larger range of motion. So if you want to go to the proverbial next level in your kettlebell training, I strongly recommend you learn how to snatch and use it routinely in your program if you want the following things, right? So if you're looking for the following outcomes, right? If you want to improve your endurance, so less huffing and puffing in everyday life and when you're doing your favorite activities. If you want to improve your lower body strength levels, so you can run faster and jump higher, if you can still do those things, right? If you want to strengthen your upper body without necessarily trying, right? Or maintain or even improve your military press and pull-up numbers, right? If you want to strip body fat right? From burning more calories per training session, doing more work, in other words, in the same training session. Or if you want to feel like an all-round, whatever your favorite slang term is there, okay? So that's why you should use the kettlebell snatch over the swing. Now, what about this, right? How would you know if you're ready for the kettlebell snatch? So maybe you're doing swings, but how do you know for sure, right, you're ready to tackle the snatch? Well, here are 7 reasons. 7 reasons, let's call them 7 qualifications, okay? They're not really reasons, they're more like qualifications. So here are 7 boxes you should check in order to know that you're ready for the kettlebell snatch. So box number 1, you have healthy, pain-free shoulders, and you can put your arms overhead, right? So like this, if you turn sideways, your elbows should be in line with your ears or slightly behind without arching your back. Okay, your lower back, that is. Okay. Box number 2, speaking of lower backs, you have a healthy lower back. Okay. Box number 3, you have a healthy neck. Box number 4, you've done your fair share of 2-hand swings and 1-hand swings. Box number 5, you're familiar with the kettlebell clean and the kettlebell military press. Box number 6, you're ready for more and have a growth mindset. Okay, and box number 7, you actually enjoy challenging yourself. All right, so if you check all 7 of those boxes, then I recommend learning and using the snatch either as your primary exercise for your programming or add it into your programming as you see fit. Okay, if you want links to kettlebell program recommendations based on those 7 criteria, I'll leave links to programs in the description of the video below. Okay. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, click the like button, smash the subscribe button, share it with a friend, leave me a comment in the comment section below. Until next time, my friend, stay strong.